Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today I'm going to get you a quick update on what's going on at the ranch as we enter into this early spring, early March. Laura and I just got back from our honeymoon in Barcelona, Spain. It was absolutely epic. The food, the people, the atmosphere, the weather, the hotel, everything. And their tree game is on point. We got to hit a botanical garden with different sections from around the world. And actually in the atrium of our hotel, which this is why we decided on this hotel, was a really old Japanese garden tree that I believe was a Chinese elm. So there's a little video on that as well. So I will give you the update on what's going on here at the ranch and give you some photos and short videos from our trip. And that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, y'all. So starting outside, right before I had left, I noticed that there was only going to be a couple of nights dipping down below freezing. So I decided to use it as like a final dormancy phase for these trees as I transition them outside. So all of my conifers, evergreens, my berries, things of that nature, some tea tree olives over here, everything. These are all blackberries. They all got put outside right before I left for the week. And I think that was a good decision because now it's transitioning into the early spring, warmer days. Like today, it's going to get up into the 60s. And I think it'll be a smooth transition from overwintering them inside in the basement greenhouse. So this is what Laura and I did the day that we didn't fly out until late Monday night. We did an overnight flight. So Monday during the day, she had the day off and we didn't have anything pressing. So we decided to have some fun and we put together these bonsai benches. So they're about halfway up on the railing. This way I could stack boom, 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 boom all along these down here and then up along the whole railing. Last year, I just had a whole bunch of disorganization. Everything was just kind of lined up over there, and it turned into just a mass of trees rather than having a decorative appeal to it. So now that I'm getting more mature trees and better landscapes and plantings, I want to display them more, So that's what's going to be there. So I had some bricks that I got from a client from a little home improvement job I did for her, and I took advantage of having them left over. So that's what I utilized. I saw this a bunch with cinder blocks, so I thought it would look good like this. These guys are happy that I'm home too. Bruce Lee and Millie over here. So they actually stayed with a friend who did my watering as well, and he did a very good job. So I think I might have lost my blueberry mame tree because of lack of water. He just didn't see it. It was in a succulent planting. So I guess I can't blame him, but hopefully it'll come back. I soaked it yesterday. All right, yeah, so that's what's going on out here. Okay, you see out in the field, if you've been following, that I am starting a tree farm, a no-dig tree farm. And we are getting to the point where I am going to go pick up my sediment this week, and I'm ordering my sandbags to be growing these trees. So out there, it is a ton of wood chips and cardboard. And I have the bulk of the remainder of what I need for cardboard. My clients collected a bunch for me while I was away, which was a nice surprise to come home to. So I will be able to finish that this week, which is great because the trees, they get dug up. The plugs get dug up from Michigan the last day in March, and then they'll get shipped here first week of April. So I am on schedule. And you see over here, this is the raised tree garden where I have lots of acorns and maples and pines, a whole bunch of different seeds cold stratifying there. I'm going to add a thin layer of that sediment that I get, probably equal parts topsoil and peat moss for the trees. I'll top dress that with that. So, and then these are all the seeds that did not germinate for me last year. I had done thousands and thousands from our trip to Italy, France, and Germany. And I really only got 3 trees to grow from them. So I'm hoping that this cold stratifying process worked this winter and they'll start popping up this spring. And if you look down into the Japanese tree garden, I have my 3 weeping Norwegian spruce, Norway spruce, and 1 blue spruce that are ready for pruning, and I will be getting to that. That will probably be tomorrow's project. So everything kind of exploded while I was gone, which was pretty nice to come home to. You see my geranium bonsai. It's flowered out. Laura had just thrown a little nub of bok choy in a cup of water to see if she could regrow one, and that actually flowered out, which means that the bok choy is under distress, but I think it looks pretty cool. So I could always buy more bok choy to eat. That looks cool. You see some of the Pinus aristatas are popping up from our Planter's Choice kit. I got one right there in the middle. I got a Delonix Regia popping up. Nothing from the Blue Jacaranda. And then 1 Norway Spruce, Picea abies, which when I was moving Buddha back in here, my Japanese Alcova, he fell off of the pot and slammed right on top of this little guy. And so I picked it back up, but you know how sensitive they are, so that might actually die. But, I mean, having 3 of the 4 species pop up in the sediment that they sent shows me that the Planter's Choice people know what they're doing, okay? So the one that I did 1 of each in, I have nothing. And then over here, I just have the pines. So obviously, for the majority, at least 3 out of 4, that little peat mossy growing material works well. So this is, everything just kind of popped and grew so much. So this is crepe myrtle, and it's got a nice little sway. It was really dormant, and I was concerned that it was dead, but it is obviously not. And there's just, you know, lemon-scented gums are getting huge. They'll be coming up. My blue jacarandas have recovered nicely. Yep. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to sign off here, but I'm going to give you a little video of our trip to Barcelona. So have a great day, y'all. Take care.
If I'm kidding, then you are so cold, and you wear my dirty sweatshirt with your favorite logo. Your heart is warm, but why I still feel so cold. And I know that you were right, you're only one that I want. You sit in front of me on mother's sofa, and I ask myself how quickly we've become so far. I've heard you crying on